I'm Alex from Wilkinson Cameras, and the new Swarovski CL Companion binoculars are the first binocular that I've ever seen and said, oh, that is cool. Swarovski are very openly going after a more design conscious, younger audience with this one. New colourways, redesigned strap, cleaner lines, but if you watch this channel regularly or you're new to us and you're looking for an honest review of these new companions, then you care about the image quality and not how the product looks. And on that note, you may be thinking, wait, you don't normally review binoculars, don't you review cameras? What on earth could this woman with the pink hair possibly know about binoculars? Well, at Wilkinson Cameras, we have been stocking binoculars and sports optics since we opened in 1986. So that's 40 years of sports optics. And I've been working in this trade for almost 15 years. That's almost as long as the CL Companion has existed as a product range. So now that I've got your full attention, let's take a look at them. The CL Companion was introduced 15 years ago, and it's been a firm favourite for a huge range of people ever since. The Companion is Swarovski Optik's dedicated compact binocular. It sits in the middle of their range, above the pocket-sized CL Pocket and below the full-sized EL and NL Pure lines. They're designed to be exactly that, a companion, a take-them-everywhere option for people who demand the best quality. It may be a companion to your main pair of binoculars, perhaps some Swarovski NL Pures. It may be that your partner is the dedicated birder, but you still want to see what they're looking at without the added bulk. Personally, I would probably take these out on a hike with me so that I could use them to scope out the path ahead or focus on something interesting in the distance, or maybe spot a bird or look at a deer in the distance. I wouldn't want the added weight of a full-size binocular hanging around my neck in that scenario, especially as I usually have a camera to carry as well. The Companion comes in two magnifications, 8x30 and 10x30. The 8x gives you a wider field of view, great for tracking movements, sweeping landscapes, birds in flight, while the 10x brings you closer to the detail, better for identifying something far away, whether that's a bird at a distance or the other side of a valley. Both have a 30mm objective lens and 90% light transmission, and in 2026 Swarovski have updated it, but not dramatically, but meaningfully. Some might say controversially, so let's have a look at what's changed. The biggest change with the 2026 CL Companion is how it looks. The previous version was a traditional binocular aesthetic, functional, well made, but very much your traditional, albeit a slightly more modern binocular shape. The new one is cleaner, more considered. It's got a minimal, almost product design feel that makes it look good sitting on a surface and really good around your neck. Some people have likened it to a toy, and I think that's very unfair. I don't think the product photography that Swarovski have launched this with have done it justice, in all honesty. I personally love the block colours and simple design, and it does need to be seen, so hopefully our video does a better job and does it justice. There are three new colourways: Desert Orange, Mountain Green and Safari Brown. Each one is named after the kind of environment where you might use it, which tells you something about how Swarovski are positioning this. The Mountain Green is what I've got here, and it's a really nice matte texture in person. The strap has been redesigned too. It's a braided design that's much more considered than a typical binocular strap. I love this strap. I love the flash of colour. I like the more modern design and the way it attaches around the binoculars. I think this is a great upgrade from Swarovski. The bridge connecting piece between the two barrels, this has also been updated, and it does improve the balance in the hand. It's one of those things where you won't notice it, but you will notice it more if you've got the old version. It just settles a bit better. Now, I want to be honest about who this design is aimed at, because Swarovski they've been pretty upfront about it. They're going after a younger, broader audience, people who care about design as much as performance, and I think they're right to do that. The optics have always been there, but now the design matches. I think it's bold and exciting that they're actively trying to get a younger and broader audience. I want to see more people like me, and younger than me, enjoying using binoculars, enjoying nature and being outside. It should be for everyone. So let's make products that complement that. Right, so that's what it looks like, but what's it actually like to look through? And the answer is very good, which for a Swarovski isn't a surprise, but it's still worth saying. If this is your first time looking through a higher end pair of binoculars, or any binoculars, you will be genuinely impressed. The image is bright, it's clear, it's three-dimensional. It's hard to describe unless you actually look through a pair. There's a depth to what you're looking at that cheaper binoculars just don't give you. I'm used to looking through camera lenses, and you don't get the 3D feel there with mirrorless cameras. When you look at a tree line or a hillside, it feels like you're looking into that scene rather than a flat image of it. Colour is accurate and natural, contrast is excellent, edge-to-edge sharpness is great across the field of view, and the 90% light transmission means it performs well even in lower light, so early morning, late afternoon, overcast days, all the times when you're likely to be out watching wildlife. Bright, high contrast situations like branches against the sky can show a little colour fringing, but it's nothing that's going to get in the way of enjoying a good sighting. Close focus is 3 meters, which means you can still use these for insects like bees and butterflies too. I found that in reality I could actually focus closer than this, but this is the official distance that Swarovski have given, so let's go off that. There is one genuine optical improvement in the 2026 model which is worth mentioning. The 8x30 now has a field of view of 8 degrees, that's up from 6 degrees in the previous generation. At a kilometre distance, that means that you can see a field 140 meters wide in view versus 105 with the older model. At a more realistic distance from your subject, say 200 meters, that's 28 meters in the new ones versus 21 in the old ones. That is a meaningful difference. It is noticeably wider and it makes tracking moving subjects easier. Fatigue matters more with binoculars than people realise. If you're using them for an extended period, a morning's birding, a full day on a safari, you need them to be comfortable for a long time. The CL Companion is very good at this. The eye relief and adjustable eye cups mean it works very well for glasses wearers, which isn't always a given across this category. They're a perfect size and weight at just 550 grams. You can also wear them all day without thinking about it. One thing worth showing you is this Hawk Digiscoping adapter. You can use the Swarovski VPA 2 phone adapter, the variable phone adapter, but it's a lot more expensive, and as there's no optics involved in this part, it's the rare occasion where I can say that you can get away with a cheaper option. This lets you attach your phone to the binocular and photograph or video directly through the optics. So instead of describing what you can see, you can actually capture it. This is really appealing to me. I'm a photographer after all, and it's kind of ingrained into me that I want to capture, well, everything really, but particularly the thing that I'm looking at. It takes a bit of practice to get the alignment right, but once it's there, the results are quite impressive. The image quality won't match what you get through a camera and a proper lens, of course, but for documenting a sighting, a rare bird, an animal at a distance, it does a really good job, and it's a lot more convenient to hold up than trying to hold up your phone to the end of your binoculars. I'm going to link both products, including the Swarovski adapter, below, so you can have a look at those. Since this is our first Swarovski review, it's worth giving you a quick map of the Swarovski range so that you know where the CL Companion sits. At the compact end, you've got the CL Curio, a truly pocket-sized, great for travel. Then you've got the CL Pocket, which is slim and one of their most popular models. Then the CL Companion sits above that, as it is slightly larger. It's got a bigger objective lens, so it lets in more light, but still very portable. From there, you move into the SLC, which is a serious workhorse birding binocular with a very loyal following. And above that, you've got the EL, the flagship ergonomic model. And at the very top is the NL Pure, which is as good as binoculars get. The CL Companion sits at the point where it becomes more than just a compact. You get excellent optics rather than just very good ones. It's the perfect everyday, all-round, best quality option for the majority of people. The CL Companion 8x30 and 10x30 are both over £1,000. Use our links below to see the current price or any offers. Is it expensive? Yes, these are premium binoculars and the price reflects that, but put them side by side with anything else this size and magnification, and the optics and build quality justify it. And these will last you a lifetime if you take care of them. There's no electronics to update, no mechanical parts to wear out, and there's not many things that you can say that about these days. A good pair of binoculars is probably one of the safest investments you'll ever make. We see people coming back into the store that have had Swarovski binoculars for 15, 20 years. So who should actually be looking at the CL Companion? Well, the first and most obvious group is people that are into nature, travel, safaris, expedition cruises, national park trips, hiking holidays. You want to see things properly. You don't want something complicated. You want a binocular that is very good, doesn't let your experience down, but stays compact. The second group, and this is one I know from years of selling these, is partners. One person in a couple is the dedicated birder or wildlife enthusiast with a serious pair like the NL Pures. Their partner still wants to get involved but doesn't want a big heavy pair of binoculars. It's not their main hobby. They want to pick something up that's smaller, lighter and still very easy to use. The CL Companion is exactly that pair. And the third group is probably the one that Swarovski is most interested in growing. It's people who just want a beautiful high performance optical instrument that they'll actually use. If you're a photographer who appreciates good glass, you will appreciate what Swarovski have done here. So who should buy them, and should you buy them, or are they just good looks? Well, they're not just good looks. Whilst I personally love the redesign, the optics speak for themselves, and ultimately, if you're not wearing them as a fashion accessory, then you can ignore how they look and just enjoy the seriously impressive mid-sized binocular and all that it offers. But if you've been curious about picking up a pair of binoculars but are put off because, let's be honest, they can be a bit nerdy, this is your invitation to add some binoculars to your wardrobe. They're not a fashion accessory. They're your best mate on a holiday of a lifetime, on a hike in the countryside, enjoying the peace and mindfulness that you can achieve in a bird hide and a better view at a concert, etc, etc. So should you buy these? Well, obviously I'm biased because I certainly think these should. I'd buy them. I genuinely would buy them. They're very, very good. I really, really enjoy them. The 8x30 is where I would point most people towards. The field of view improvement up to 8 degrees from 6 is noticeable, and for wildlife and travel use it's the more versatile choice day to day. Go for the 10x30s if you specifically want that extra reach and you're happy to trade a little bit of field and stability for it. And if you can, come and try them in store before you decide. All three colourways and both magnifications are linked in the description, and we have a good selection of these and other sports optics across all of our stores at Wilkinson Cameras. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments, and if this kind of content is useful, then a like and a subscribe goes a long way. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.